is time. Let's go. Let's get it going. We start early, we can get done early. Doesn't work that way. I got enough stuff to keep us going for a long time. Welcome everyone. I am Ron. This is Functional Fitness. Thank you for being here this early in the morning. Next session, the winter session, we go back to 9:30. So these few last classes are the last of the getting up at the crack of dawn. I'm okay with that. Bring the knee up. Thank you guys for putting up with me for a whole session, though, getting up early and getting started early. I do appreciate it. People who were in my falls prevention class appreciate it too. Bring the knees up, bring the arms up. Oh, yeah. Oh, just start to get a little warmed up here. So it's cold there. You may want to warm up a little extra. We'll spend a little more time on warm-ups this morning. Start bringing that knee up just a little bit higher. Make sure you're bringing the heel up first, then the ball of the foot. Start tucking the hip as we get to the top, working those lower abs, pulling that hip forward and up and up. Whoa, I'm tired. All right, bring it up. My legs are going like, okay, it's enough. You can stop now. And we're good. Single leg, just bring it up and tuck. A squeeze. It's a squeeze right here. Roll the hip forward and bring it back down again. Trying to work that hip flexor. You feel it in the quadriceps, and you should feel it in the lower abs. So that means you got to do that. Exhale as you get into that crunch position and back down. Man, I'm pushing abs. It has been such an important piece to get these stomach muscles tightened up, get them strong. Up. So exhale, tightening up those core muscles as you bring the knee up. A couple more times. Up, squeeze, and back down. We're getting balance in here too. Other side, same thing. As long as you exhale on each one of those moves as you go into the contraction, you're going to feel it all through the core. You're pushing that air out of the lungs by tightening up the core muscles. Those abs really get strong that way. Up. Hold for a count. And again, take your time. Bring it up. Hold for a count. Stationary leg, little bend in the knee, foot flat on the floor. Up. Roll it. Squeeze. Again, hip comes up, just a little bit of a pelvic tilt, forward tilt, up and back down. One more time. Alternating. Take your time with it. Squeeze and down and up. Back down. Body shifts over that stationary leg. Sometimes it shifts a little too hard. And up. Take your time. Take your time. Bring the leg up as high as is right for you. You know where that spot is. Where you're comfortable. You've got your balance. Feeling good about it. You're still feeling these muscles work in the front of the hips. And that's the important part, to get the foot up. So when you walk, you're not dragging the feet. Up and up. Left leg only. Squeeze and down. So I'm not going to mirror. It's a lot easier for me if I just say left. You do your left, I do my left. Go to the right, up. Couple more, and then let's go to marching. Back to this right here. Left leg only, up. We're doing brain exercises. Right leg, up. Few of those. Keep going with that right. Back to the left. Shifting the weight back and forth, not knowing when it's coming in a march. Right straight down the middle. That was fun. I like doing that. All right, what are we doing next? Arms up, shoulder blades back, chest out. Get those arms back. First, start with just getting the stretch here. Bring the hands up, roll the shoulder blades back, fingers pointed to the ceiling, and then forward, take it down, fingers pointing down, and up. Shoulders back, chest out, and back down again. Bring it back up, over the top. Military press, shoulder press, up. Get the arms up as high as you can get them for right now. You're just warming these shoulders up for the first time. And back down. As you come down, bring those shoulder blades. Squeeze them together in the back, stretching out the chest, warming up those muscles between the shoulder blades. Back up on top. Push it up, push it up. And back down again, elbows in. One of these elbow flies. Bring them as close as you can. That's as close as I can. And back out again. And back to the middle. Out one more time. Arms down at the side. Shake that out. We go into a rotation, stepping forward. Hands up, rotating just the shoulders to start out with. Elbows up, making sure they're pointed out to the sides, keeping the shoulders in a straight line. Bring it back. Other side, same thing. Step forward, knee over the ankle, starting to get into that stagger step. Knee over the ankle, and roll it. Bring it back, back out. Other side. We're going to go back to that. Let the chin follow the hands as they come around, not letting the hips rotate. And back to center. Take it slow. Don't bounce on these, especially the rotations. First thing in the day, before the muscles have warmed up, you don't want to be bouncing from side to side doing those rotations quickly. You want to take your time, feel the muscles stretch out, hold on, take a little more if you can. And at any point you feel some in the lower back, stop, stop, stop. And back down, reset, and try again if you get lower back pains at all. Slow down. All right, arms up, touchdown things, cactus things, around and back. Stay on the one side. Swing it and bring it back, full stop. We do that tuck like we did before. Leg up, roll the hip, shoulder around, and back. Okay, let's try that again. Up. I'll edit that out later. Knee up. Think about doing these live when I'm falling all over the floor. You get to watch. Roll it. And back. One more time. And other side. Shake the arms out a little bit. Here we go. Up and turn it. And bring it back. Leg up. Doesn't have to come very high. Shoulders don't have to go very far around, but what you're not doing is just letting one arm move and the other arm just stay stationary. It's both shoulders roll and bring it back in. And around. Two more. Up. And last one. And back. Alternate. I want to feel these obliques working at the same time that you're feeling those lower abs, hip flexors, quadriceps, shoulders, just the whole thing. You got the whole thing going on here. And we're done with that. All right. We're going to do the kayak row thing. So hands out front, down the side, rolling the shoulders down. Don't let the hips turn. So if you're sitting in a kayaking, core does the work for the most part. You come down, you rotate through the shoulders, letting those big muscles on the side of the core do the work of pulling the arms back. So get them around there, turn it, stretching out the upper back. As we do this, warming up the obliques on the sides of the core and down. Core is tight. Don't let the stomach just relax here. You want to keep it nice and tight. As you bring the shoulders around, little last squeeze here. So you get to the end and it's one more time. And you'll just feel these muscles between the hips and the ribs. Really engage on that last crunch. Down and down. Let's make it a little bigger. Up on the top. We're coming down into a wood chopper. Hands come across, shoulders rotate. You can go into a hip hinge here, keeping the back straight and rotating. Just, oops, over there. Just make sure that you don't bend the head down, chin to chest. Keep it right where it is. You got that spacing right in there. I didn't say tennis ball. And around, up high. Last one up. So this stretch is really good on both sides. If you keep this lead leg where it is, you'll feel the stretch through the glutes on that side, as well as all the stretch on the outside of that other leg. Other side up and rotate over and down. Back stays straight, but you don't have to bend. And the worst thing you can do is roll the back and twist at the same time. Eventually, that's going to give out. Down, up high, bring it across. Last one. And we're there. Hip hinge. Legs out, a little wider than shoulder width apart. Hands on the thighs, pushing the shoulder blades back. Butt goes back, chest stays out, and bring it back up. Let's get warmed up a little bit before we get into this any more intensely. Bring it down, push the butt back, stretches right back here. Hamstrings. As you push that butt back and push the hips forward. All right, arms out as you go down. Stretching the arms. This is one of my favorites right here. I like the hip hinge. I like the stretch that you get out of it. Arms forward does a really nice job of feeling a stretch through the hands, through the shoulders, through the back, especially the lower back. Bring it up one more time. Take it down. Hold right here. Drop the arms down. We're going to take right arm. Bring it up. On the side, take the left hand. Put it on inside the left knee. Don't let your torso twist right now. We're just getting the chest opened up and the shoulders. Bring it down. Make sure your back is still straight before you start again, and then go to the other side. That hand on the inside of the thigh just kind of protects that back from twisting. And back down, and bring it up. Hands behind the head. Chin up. This is the one super easy to push on the back of the head. Pushing the chin down, crushing the tennis ball that's in there. Right there. That spacing. Keep it. All right. And back to the hip hinge. Down. I like this because elbows, you get them back as far as you can. It puts you in the proper position for this, keeping that neutral. And back up. When you get to the top, take a side bend to the left. Over you go. Feel the stretch on the right side. Working those obliques on the left to pull you down. Let's go down in a squat again, or a hip hinge. Down but back. Roll up. Elbows back. Shoulder blades tight. And down on the other side. And stretch. Back up top. One more each side. Down. Hips forward. Knees over the ankles. Don't let that give. And back to that side. Up. One more time. Down. One thing I'm doing poorly is when I come down, I'm letting my head fall. The spine should stay straight as you come down. The head doesn't have to go to this shoulder. That's just putting undue stress on the neck. Bring the arms down. Enough of that. Hands on the thighs. We're going down here, right here. Cat cow. Shoulders to the floor. Tighten up the core muscles. So you just relax the stomach to begin with, to relax the core, and then tighten those muscles up and roll the shoulders to the floor. You'll feel that back pull up toward the ceiling. It's a small move, but you can really feel it. And now the other way, stomach down, shoulder blades back, squeeze them together. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, bringing your back up again. Hold there. Make sure that core is tight. And back down, stomach down, shoulder blades back, chin up. One more time, down and bring it up over the top. We're going to do a shoulder stretch. Up, reach, and bring it back down. Reach up, cross body, and bring it back. Push. So you're stretching the shoulder out as well as the arm. As you get to the top, it's roll it. So it's all shoulder moving right there. Other side up. And up. All right, we're going to take it off to the side. Stay right here. Hip hinge, down. So you're doing this side movement. The back stays straight. You're just coming down, reaching out long. Arm back up. We're going to go to the other side. Use the hand, use the arm for ballast to bring you back up. So a cross body, and then going into that hip hinge to the side. Reach out and bring it back up again using that arm to help you, and down. Back to the hip hinge one more time because we enjoyed it so much. Knee over the ankle. Lateral lunge. We're going down on the side. Push the butt back. Stretch those inner thighs. Get that leg out a little bit more if you need to. Butt goes back. You want to feel this on the inside of the thigh and the hamstrings, back of that lead leg. pushing through the heel, butt goes forward, up to the middle, down on the other side, shoulders square to the floor, and down. Again, looking for just that nice light stretch on the inside of the thigh. Those inner thigh muscles get really tight because we don't stretch them out enough. And bring it up, arms out to the side into a windmill. Get set first, knees over the ankle. Rotate the shoulders, keeping them in a straight line, and then going into that side lunge. And back up, pushing through the heel. Take your time with this. So first thing you're going to do is roll the shoulders and then come on down. You're the next contestant. And bring it back up again. Hands on the hips, feet together. Roll the shoulder blades back. Just extend the shoulders back. Stretch out the chest. And bring it back to center. We're good. That was warm-ups. We are going to weights next. Never did go through the program for today. Warm-up, done. Check that off. Strength, single weight. Then a little cardio, then a little floor. One weight. Everything is going to be unilateral. Upper and lower body, one side at a time. First thing we're going to do is split squat. So let's go right leg back. Hopefully I can remember this. Going into the split stance. Feet are parallel. Let's try it this way. Feet are parallel. So you see where my back foot is like way off to the side doing a warrior. You want the feet aligned so that when the knees bend, they're bending right over the feet. Otherwise, if you've got that back foot out at an angle, you have this tendency to like have the foot out and the knee bends forward. That's not what you want to have happen. Not the way it's meant to work. So, right leg back. We're going to take that weight in the right hand. We're going to bring it up and to the shoulder right here. Two things we're going to do. First, we're going to do the split squat, coming down the middle, roll the hips and bring it up. That's the lower body part. The upper body part is this. Shoulder press and back down. Upper and lower body work together like that. So I turn the hand. It's a real natural thing for me to do is make that rotation. If that hurts your shoulder, don't do it. You can go right straight up, puts less stress on the shoulder, and back down. When you're coming up, make sure you're rolling that hip. So I can't stress this enough right here. It's that back leg, rolling the hip forward and coming up. So it's a smooth rotation up. As the heel's coming up, the hips coming forward, squeeze those muscles back there, getting those glutes and those hamstrings, and back down again. There was a lot of time for a break with all that discussion here. Ready? Let's go. Roll up and push up. And bring it back down. Come right down the middle. Roll, going right straight up. It's a piston. Straight down and straight up. Exhale. Contract the core as you come up. Don't use the front leg to push up. Use the back leg. And down, halfway in. Push it up and bring it back. Core has to work to keep you straight. These are great core exercises when we just do one side at a time. You're unbalanced. The weight is going high and it's off to the side. Only on one side, the core has to hold you straight. One more time. Down, roll, and up. Reverse lunge. Stay on this side. Again, right leg doing the work. Back and up. Nice and easy. Just step back and up. So the difference with this from what we just did is you're stepping back, feet are parallel, back knee's doing the bending. The front one stays over the ankle. But to come up, you're using that front leg instead of the back leg. So it's down, roll, and bring it up. And up. With that, making it just a little more complicated, a little more intense, harder. Arm out to the side, push, and bring it in. Now you got the weight way out on the side out there, like that, as you're on a single leg. Body wants to go that way. Gravity's pulling you down that way. You want to make sure that you're using those core muscles. Tighten up, to stay, and back down. All right. Break is over. Time to go. Let's go. Back. Everybody back to work. Push through that front leg and bring it down. If the arm out to the side is too much, bend the elbow. Oops, sorry. Back, elbow out, and then come in. I'd like you to try to do it with the arm out if you can. If you can't, just keep the arm in before you come back. So you step back, up, back down, and push through. But if there's any way possible, experiment with it. Don't come up as high. And back down, up, bend the elbow more. That's the hardest part right there. The core is going crazy. You can feel it in the ankles as well. The glutes on this stationary leg side. One more time, back, up, forward, and down. Right leg forward this time into a forward lunge. Out, back, and again. Stance leg is doing all the work. Step out, roll it back, bring it on top. Don't push through the toes. Don't go out, way out, knee goes past the ankle, and then you use the toes to push you back again. That is just going to hurt all sorts of things. Be careful with that. Out, back leg does the work, push up, and that foot just slides right back in again. What are we going to do with that? Well, that's a good question. Forward lunge and back. We're going to add a hip hinge to that. So forward, bending at the waist, pushing the butt back. Knee always stays over the ankle. You're right here, and then back up again. So out, hip hinge, butt back, and push back up, and then a triceps kickback with that. So stepping forward, right leg into a hip hinge, elbow back, and then one of those. Kick back and forward, push back and up. Out, hip hinge, butt back, bring that elbow back, extend at the elbow, bring it in and down. That's the whole move, upper body, lower body. Let's take it out. Stepping here. Hip hinge, butt out, keep the shoulder blades back, elbow back in a narrow row, extend at the elbow, feel those muscles work in the back of the upper arm, and push, and use that back leg to hold you up. Forward, hip hinge, arm out, arm in, and back to the middle. Couple more. Step out. Get that hip hinge right. Feel like the robot here. Down. Elbow back. Extend at the elbow. Bring it in. Forward. Arm comes down as you come back. Last one. Out. Hip hinge. Elbow. Kick back. In. And bring it back in. Again. Side lunge. Let's do a dynamic side lunge. Out to the side, butt back, and bring it back to the middle. So you're starting right here, feet hip width apart. Step out to the side, butt goes right straight back, shoulders come down toward the floor, and then bringing that hip forward again as you're coming up. The knee stays over the ankle. It's supposed to at least. And then up and back. Mine wasn't there anymore. So out, butt back, hips in, and back to the middle. With that, we are going to do a front raise. Out, up, and back in. Again, if you can, if it's right for you. Step out, doing that lateral lunge. Weight out front. See if you can keep it out there as you come back in. Working the core much heavier. If that doesn't work for you, your shoulders bend forward. Two things, either bring the weight closer to the body as you come in, or up, down, and then in. Any of those three. See if you can get that arm out just a little bit, though, on the way back. Working the core just a little bit harder. All right, let's start to the side. Up, push, and back. Had problems with that one. Down, butts right straight back. Kicking the hip forward as you come back again. Down, arm out, in. You can really feel those muscles working on the outside, the other side of the torso as you come in and down. holding you upright so that you don't fall either to the side or forward. Up and back down. Also feel that ankle moving constantly, strengthening it up. It's really important that we do that to get those ankles strong. Last one. Down, up, and back in. One more. One more. Step out squat. Out, both feet pointing forward in a squat. So knees over the laces of the shoes, torso's leaning, shins got a little bit of a bend in them, and, well, not a bend in the shin. Shins are at an angle. So step out, squat, and back to the middle, up and out. You don't have to go that far, just a little more than shoulder width apart. Down, push back, and in. The ad, the upper body ad, is right here. Curl, keeping the shoulder blades back, push it in, and come down. So you step out into that squat, arm between the legs, and biceps curl up, in, and down. All right, now it's for real. The whole thing, all together now. All together now. All together now. And down. Step out, arm in, squat, curl, hold the curl, and then back down. So out, down, palm forward, and push up and back down. What you want to be careful of on this one is as you're doing this, as you step out and you start doing that curl, it's really easy to let the shoulders drop. You want to make sure that they don't, that you're keeping that straight back all the way up. Hopefully I was. Out, down, curl, push, and down. Remember, the muscles working to maintain form are working. Just because you're doing a curl doesn't mean the only thing that's working is that biceps muscle. You're done. Grab a drink of water. That was first half of the set. Just for fun, we should do the same arm again. Just for fun. We're not going to. We have to balance things out here. So the first one was, take your time, split squat. Left leg back for me. Everything happens on that left arm. Left leg is doing all the work. So we're going to go down in that split squat. Start with just this. Get a feel for posture, upright, roll the hips, and bring it up. On the ball of the foot, don't go into the toes. Really important. Don't come way up on that back foot so that you've got all the weight in the toes, because the toes don't want it. It's not their job to handle that. Up and back down. Arm up next to the shoulder. Whoa, just putting it up there. My body wanted to go that way. So we did the whole time on that one side. When we move to the other side, the brain really does have to adjust now because it's done a lot on the other side. Takes me a couple seconds here. Up and over. There we go. And down. So you come down. And it's like that. Oh, we can start. Yeah, we should get going. Down. Roll the hip. And up, back leg. That's why it's really important. Anytime you do something, if you've been working on one side of your body, if you're carrying something in one arm and not the other, give yourself a couple seconds after you set that down to get your equilibrium back, to get your balance back. Down, roll the hip, feel the muscles working, glutes, hamstrings, butt, back of the thigh. Roll and push. 15 seconds left. You don't have to come down very deep on this. What's really important is that you take your time and really tense those muscles up in the back chain of that back leg. One more time. Down, roll, and up. Next, reverse lunge. Step it back. Front leg does the work. Push up, bring it in. Arm out to the side. So we step back, arm out, in, and down. Worked for that one. Let's go. Let's do it. Back, up, front leg pushes up and down. You really have to concentrate on the lead foot. Heel should be flat on the floor. And that's where you're going to get your balance from, is keeping that foot flat. as you come down like that, it's going to want to pull you over that way. So you work really hard all the way down the outside of the body, from the core to the ankles, back, out. If you take it slow, you'll feel every muscle work too. Down and push it up. 2 more. Step it back. Side arm raise and down. Last one. Again, bend the elbow if you need to, but try to get that weight up there so you have to adjust for it. All right. So again, it's working every other muscle in the body, not just the arm to lift the weight. Next one, forward lunge. Forward lunge with a hip hinge. Stepping out over the thigh of that front leg. Elbow back in a narrow row. Kick back, triceps kick back. In and up, and step it in. All right, here we go. Step out, hip hinge, arm out. Elbow back as far as you can go. Squeeze the shoulder blade and keep it tight the whole time you're in this move. So forward, down. You're bringing that elbow back. Feel the muscles working on the inside of the shoulder blade. Keep them working nice and tight right there, and then let go. But keep those that rhomboid and trapezoids tight all the way through in the upper back. In and step back. We're going to do 3 more. Out. Hip hinge. Get that elbow back there as far as you can. Squeeze. And step in. Last one right here. Hip hinge. Arm out. Elbow back. Triceps. In. Out. Side lunge. Remember these? Out. Shoulders straight to the floor and push back in. Key on this one is knee doesn't go out. You don't twist the torso. Right straight down to the floor. Butt goes right straight back. Everything stays parallel to the floor the entire time. Weight's going to go forward as you go out. Weight out. Hold it out if you can, and then bring it in and down. All right, we're doing it on the clock. Up and back down. Leg up. Step it out, butt back. Arm in front. And back down. Again, I love that feeling of having to adjust the body before I set everything down. Doubt. I feel so much more in control. And I talk about this all the time. I love gymnasts. They have such great body control. They are always moving the body parts exactly where they want them, how they want them, and when. And that is just a lot of muscle to do that. Out, back, and in. Last one. Arm out front. Push it up and back down. What do we got left? Oh, step out squat with a curl. That's easy. It's the last one. So we're going out to the side, squat, curl. Keep the elbow at 90 as you come back in, and then bring it down. All right, we're doing it. Squat, curl, elbow at 90, elbow right next to the torso, and down. As you're coming in, don't let it lean on the torso. Don't use it to stabilize. Use the arm muscles to keep that arm up and then back down again. Elbow should always be pointed at the floor, no matter what. Up and in and down. Step out. Curl and back down. 2 more in a squat with a curl and down. Sounded like Clue. Colonel Mustard in the bathroom with a rope. Up, whoops, and back down. You are done with weights for the day. That is it. No more weights. No more weights. Enough of that. But we did even the body up. Feel the difference in the sides of the bodies now. So you just work the left side, how much tighter that side of your body is. You just think about it a little bit. Feel the difference. These muscles are all contracted yet. So we need to, they'll even out eventually, but for right now, you can feel the difference. All right, don't go anywhere. No mats yet. We're not on the floor. We're going to go up and do a high knee march, or here's the options. Skip. If you can get up off the ball of the foot, that's fantastic. That is so good. Try to do that. All right. But if you need to, just bring the knee up. So one thing you can do with that one that I really like too is heel up. Actually, I find that harder because it's more balance. But if you're ready, we're going to do whatever we want to do. And up, and up. Just a little bit of cardio today. A little bit of getting that heart rate up. It wouldn't be a fitness class if we didn't get the heart rate up a little bit. Up and up. Too easy? Speed it up. Knee comes up a little higher. Push off with that foot a little more. You can do all sorts of things with this. Up and up, up. And that was that. Down and up as you come up. Hold. Back down, other side. You want to hold in that up position. Stay. That's kind of a hold. And down and up. There we go. So keep the knee in, keep the foot right to the torso. Easiest to stay balanced because you've got that weight right down in a straight line. Down and up. As you're coming up, start lifting that foot up off the floor. Finish the squat off on top. Single leg up there. Down. Hold for a count at the top. That's where all the action is. That's where all the good stuff happens. Down and up. Up one more time. And you're there. Butt kickers right here. Just like that. Tap the heel if you want. You can let the heart rate come down a little bit or skip as you do it. Up to you. Your choice. Let's do it. Up. Skipping is something we should really do more often than we do because we don't do it at all. And it is so good for agility. 15 seconds. Just go side to side, maybe go a little faster, or just take it easy and go with just a march if you want. Up to you. All right. All right. Forward lunge. Like this. Out and back. Out and bring it back. Out. Arms out front and up. Shoulder blades back. Step out. Roll the shoulders out and bring it in. That's all there is to this one. Down. Forward. Roll the shoulders. So one we do has a little more aerobic capacity needed. And then the next one we do slows it down, letting the heart rate come down a little bit. Out and up, down and up. Step it out, arms forward, 5 seconds, and bring it back up. Last one, down and up. Side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to get into a tap as you do this. And if you can, fast feet. Try to be on the balls of the feet, though. Tap. All right? You can go with it. Or, here you go, right here. Just step to the sides if that's what's right for you. Keep breathing, though. Side and back and over and back again. On the balls of the feet the whole time. Closer the feet are, the faster you go, more the heart rate's going to come up. If you can do this, you're golden. You are not going to have the falls problems. Over and back. If you can do that back and forth on the balls of the feet, even if you're going at a slower pace, you are in such good shape because you're able to pick those feet up without falling sideways. Hip flexors let you lift that leg side to side. You're working the outside of the hips. And cardio. All right, last one. Last one. Last call. Feet out. Shoulder blades back. Plie squat. Butt right straight back. Roll the hips. And bring it up. With that, arms out front as you go down. Elbows back. Squeeze them all the way back. And out front. Back up. So down. Open up the chest. Knees stay over the ankles. Get down just a little bit lower if you can. Roll the hands, squeeze, pull those shoulder blades together behind you, and out again. Don't let the knees collapse. Make them stay out as far as you can get them over the ankles. Down Shoulder blades back and push up. Exhale as you come down. See if you can get a little deeper into this. Feel the stretch on the inner thighs as well as the hamstrings. Down, stretch, push out. Last one. That's it. That's all it. We're going to the floor now. We are. But we're going to get a drink of water first. We should. Grab a water. Have a little drink. And I'm going to grab a mat. So I have some strength classes I do where it's a lot of up and down. And I don't always use a mat. These shirts, anytime we're doing like glute bridges, I'm like sliding. My back is sliding me away from the camera completely. I just thought of that. So in my 40s, this 16-year-old comes up to me after I've been talking and she goes, you know, not everything that you think needs to be said. It's like, huh, there's a thought. On the floor, she's 16, teaching me. Shoulder blades back, chest out. Kickstand position. Take a second here. Come on down to the floor. Nice and slow, nice and easy. Use the hands. Let that back just slowly glide to the floor. Arms up overhead. Roll the shoulders high. And then bring them back of the hands to the floor. Stretch it out. Get those shoulders up as high as you can. Now we're going to bring them down on the side. Snow angels. Scooping the snow down. Bring the hips up. Grab the back of the thighs or bring the legs up. Stretch out the glutes and the hamstrings and lower back. Let the legs go back to the floor. Take your time. Take it super easy on this one. We're just getting a good stretching here before we start out. One more time. Hands down in that snow angel. Bring them down. Grab onto the back of the thighs. Pull them up or grab onto the front of the thighs. Whatever you want. Bring it up. Just give it an assist. Don't make the lower abs do all the work yet. That's coming. And down. Starting out with just the lower back down on the floor. Stabilize it. Tightening up those lower abs, rolling the hips up like that. It's a small move, especially with the feet up like this. But that's all we're doing is just getting that lower back down and back up. What I want you to feel is that lower back on something, whether it's the floor, whether you've got something underneath that curve in your back, whatever it is, you want to feel what's underneath there so that you can feel that the weight is evenly distributed across the hips. And down. We're going to do progressions again. So you can take this right to the most challenging to begin with, but we're going to use that lower back just down to the floor, warming up the core muscles. Now extend one leg out, keeping the other leg up. That's a brace leg. So as you extended that leg out, you'll notice the body wants to twist to one side. You'll also notice that the lower back curves up a little bit more. So now you really have to work on making sure that those hips don't go to that side where you extended the legs, that they're evenly distributed. The weight is the same on both sides. And now squeeze. So you're using this brace leg to kind of help you. You push through the heel to get that lower back on the floor if you need to. You don't need to? Perfect. Just squeeze and down. So this is just, that leg is up to protect the lower back. If you have any lower back issues at all, foot on the floor is a great way to do it until you've got the strength in the core to stabilize. And if that is not an issue for you, extend both legs. As you did, you'll notice the curve in the lower back got higher. So you got to work a little harder here to squeeze those lower abs to get the lower back down on the floor. And back. So all we're doing right now is just those lower abs, just getting a feel for that lower back on the floor, because this is the key to all the exercises we do on the back to protect the spine. Down and back up. Remember, lower back doesn't twist. All it does is pull on the muscles opposite to your turn. And one more time. Up and back down. All right. Both feet up. Going back to the crook position. So this gives you the most stability. You'll notice that lower spine is way down toward the floor. And now you're just going to bring the shoulders right straight up, looking up, and then back down. Using the upper abs to do the work. exhale. As you do, tightening up those core muscles and back down. So just force the air out. That happens through the core. And back down. It's a great cue instead of thinking, oh, I have to tighten my muscles up. How do I do that? If you're going up and you're not exhaling, you're not working those upper abs to do this. And back down. You're not getting them as engaged as humanly possible. And back down. All right, one leg out. You choose. Brace the leg up, same thing. And back down. Again, you'll feel the body want to twist to that side where you don't have the brace anymore. So now you're working those abs on the side or across the abdomen to pull you to the side. And back down again. So this is a McGill crunch. Again, you've got the leg up, stabilizing the back, but you're still working. You don't have both legs there to totally stabilize you. Then you extend both legs out. Exhale and up. How high your shoulders come up doesn't matter. What matters is that you can feel this happening from the belly button up to the rib cage, upper half of that muscle that runs from the ribs to the hips. And back down. So again, if somebody wants to, you can put your hands behind the head too and just support it as you come up. Don't push though. Maybe just off to the side a little bit instead of right behind it, but you just want to cradle the head. That's it. All the work still happens out of those lower abs or upper abs. One more time. Up and back down again. Both legs up. That was the crunch. Let's do a cross crunch. So I really like this one. Taking both hands. You can take both hands over the shoulders, reaching up in that crunch we just did, bringing the arms down to the left side, start reaching out to the left, outside of that left leg, and then roll the shoulder as you're doing it, getting that lower back flat on the floor. Don't turn so that the lower back comes up off the floor or any of the back comes off the floor. Top half of the back is where all the action's happening. Lower half's just hanging right down there, stabilizing you and protecting you. So up, out, excuse me, and back down, staying on that left side, just the one side. So we're using those obliques to make the rotation. Up, straight up, rotate, squeeze. Shoulder blades down is the last piece of this. Bring the shoulder blades down, exhale. When I say down, I mean down toward the hips. And back up. Extending out the left leg. We're going to go into a brace position. So you got the right leg up. We're going to reach to the outside of the right leg. First, right straight up, and then reach out. And back again. This one's not too bad because you're going out to the outside of the right leg. Remember, right straight up, looking at the ceiling, roll the shoulders, tighten it up, and back down again, couple more. And I didn't mention this at the beginning, but remember, you go with the one that's right for you. If this is causing you to turn when you've got one leg extended, get both legs up and just stay there doing it that way. Find the one that's right for you. Challenging, but not hurting. All right. So the other thing we can do with this is go back to the crook position. Arms up. We're going to take, and that left, let me try again. That left leg is going to tuck. So bring the knee in a tuck and then reach to the outside. Squeeze and back down again. That one is really tough because as you're reaching to the outside, the body's going to want to go over there because there's no foot on the floor anymore. So you're doing that tuck. You've really got to keep that lower back on the floor. Be really conscious of it. And keeping those hips flat on the floor. Up, tuck, roll, and reach past. And one more time. Again, exhale, looking at the ceiling. The last thing you do should be bringing those shoulders up just a little bit more, knee in just a little bit more. When you take that final push of air, getting it out, you're tightening up that abdominis muscle that runs all the way up. And that's when that gets shorter, you bring the shoulders up, hips up. Enough of that. Other side, same thing. Just for even's sake. And back. So knee up, arms down, squeeze, shoulder blades toward the hips, and back down. So this is a really great modification if you're just starting with bicycles. If you've been doing them the way where you just kind of reach out to the side and both legs are up, those are so hard on your back because you're twisting side to side. You have no stability. This is a good way to start into that to get the strength you need to do a bicycle. All right, arms out to the sides. See if I'm doing this right. Hold on. March. One leg at a time. Up. Squeeze. And back down. I got a little out of order. Up. And back down. As you're bringing that leg up, keep the knee at 90. You're coming up. Roll the hips up. Really flatten that back onto the floor. Squeeze. You're using those lower abs to do that pelvic tilt. Bring the pelvis up in front, lengthening out the back, and down. Squeeze, and back down. So a supine march, when you're lying on the floor doing a march, you can do it really easy and you never have to use the lower abs. You're just using those hip flexors. The way to do it, though, is bring it up, squeeze, arms out to the side if you need to. If your body's twisting from side to side, you could always put the arms out and back. But try not to if you don't need to. Make the muscles work in the core. Squeeze and back down one more time. And down. Grab on. We're going to take back of the legs and just bring it up. So grab onto the back of the thighs, put the knees toward the ceiling, and then squeeze it, bring it in, and relax it again. Knees at 90. Grab the legs, pull them in, keeping the knees at 90. You're going to feel the lower back stretch out as you do that. And back down to the floor. And from here, if you can't do both legs at the same time, use one leg at a time. Otherwise, arms out to the sides to hold you from twisting both legs up. So just nice and slow, bring them up, keep the knees at 90, squeeze those abs tight, and then drop back down again. And it's on the drop that you really want to make sure that lower back is staying on the floor. You can really hurt yourself if you're dropping those legs down and that lower back comes way up off the floor. You don't want that. Keep it stabilized using those lower abs. Drop the legs slow. And the modifications come here by extending the legs out. Farther the feet are from the torso, the more work the muscles have to do to control it. And down. Squeeze. And back down. Just put two of these together as you bring the legs up. And again, if you can do this with both legs, fantastic. If you can't, just do one leg at a time. Up, squeeze, shoulders come up, lower back comes up, and back down. That's a suitcase crunch. Up, and back down. So you're working the upper abs, lower abs together. If that's too much, it's one leg. You can still keep that knee at 90, squeeze, bringing it in. Don't push through the brace leg. Use the core muscles. Tighten them up by exhaling and bring it back down. Alternate sides. If you're doing single leg. And back. Again, with double leg, you can start to walk those feet out a little bit if you're not having any problems keeping the back on the floor as the feet come down. That one you can really feel. So the next one on that one is, if you're ready, if you can do it. Otherwise, single leg at a time if you can do both legs. Up, squeeze, and now take the hands out. So the shoulders are up, feet are up, knees at 90, and then bring it all back down. Other side, up, reach to the outside, shoulders turn. You're looking up at the ceiling. Squeeze those shoulder blades toward the hips, and back down. Again, do these slow because you are always thinking about that lower back. Up, knees up, shoulders up, rotate. Nothing from the lower back to the middle of the back is turning. That is all flat from the hips up to the middle of the back. Knees come right straight in. Don't let yourself twist. Don't let the knees drop. And back down. Again, you're protecting that back. So important. Up. Suitcase crunch with a reach. And back down. Last one. And down. We worked our way all the way into it. All right. Up we go to a seated. Shoulders back. Let's go to a kickstand first. Bring the hands back. Shoulders back. Chest out. Push through the palms of the hands. Deep breath in, pushing the stomach out, stretching out those muscles a little bit, and relax. Now we can go into a rotation. Right arm outside the left leg. Shoulder blades are back. And start rotating. As you do, chin stays up. You're rolling those shoulder blades back, even as you're going into that turn. When you get into it, as far as you can go, so roll the shoulder blades back one more time, and you get just a little more twist out of it, and you will not feel it in the lower back, which is, again, what we're trying to avoid. Shoulder blades back. We want this rotation. It's really important. If you've ever had the middle of your back lock up, those muscles get really tight across the middle of the back, all the way up and down the back. And sometimes that thoracic spine will lock up. Shoulders back, chest out. Oh, that feels so much better. So I'll do that rotation, even though I started out with the shoulder blades back. When I get all the way back, I'll do one more shoulder blades back. And I'm done with that. We should stand up. I always say that. It's like, we should stand up, because I'm trying to convince myself of that. It's like, I'm really comfortable down here on the floor, though. Should get up. Don't want to. Of course, that's the way I'm at 5:30 going, I should get up, but I really don't want to. I am not an early riser. Never have been. Feet out. Arms up over the top of the head. Shoulder blades back. We're going to go into a cat-cow just because it feels really good. So hands on the thighs. Shoulders down toward the floor. Squeeze that core, getting that lower back up off the floor, or up towards the ceiling, up off the floor. I forgot we're standing up now. And drop it down. Stomach down, and inhale, pushing the stomach down towards the floor even farther. And then back up again one more time. Exhale, so you can get that back up. And then roll up, roll up, roll out the barrel. All right, up and over, push. You want a little rotation here as you drive that arm up. Roll the shoulder high and back down. We used upper and lower body, a lot of hips, a lot of quads, stretch, but we did upper body, getting a lot of shoulder in there. So you want that hand to go up and around, rotate it so you can feel the stretch. That's why I do the rotation, and that's why we do this one, palms away. Fingers intertwined. Again, if you cannot get the palms out away from the hands, the opposite direction, work your way there a little at a time. You can do this with the palms facing down, and then you can start rolling up. But it's really important that you get that stretch through the fingers, the wrists, the hands. Deep breath in, side bend with the palms away. It's a great stretch for the forearms, biceps, triceps. It works the whole arms. This stretch does when you turn the fingers out. Other side. Deep breath in, getting a little extra stretch. Keep the head up on the inside of the upper arm. Run. Come back up. Bring the arms down. Shake that out. We're running out of time, but I got to get those shoulders a little more. Arm down, 45-degree angle. Bring that opposite hand to roll that shoulders back. Roll that shoulders back. Roll the shoulder back. Don't let the hips turn. No stretch happens here, except for the lower back, which you don't want those muscles to stretch. Bring it around the other side. Perfect. And bring it back to center. Fingers intertwined, palms out, chin to chest. Deep breath in, pushing that spine out. Upper half of the back. And behind you, and this time opening up the chest. Deep breath in, stomach out. Exhale, down into a squat. Man, I'm pushing every second of this class. You're getting your money's worth today. Up over the top. In, stomach out. Exhale as you come down. Roll the hips, bring it up over the top. In through the nose, stomach out, get that air down to the lower lungs, and bring your arms down. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I will not see you next week because it will be a turkey day. So I will see you the week after or one of the other classes next week. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you whenever we meet again. Until we meet again.